Bienvenidos, everybody. Paulie here with the Latino Slant. Two big announcements before I get to this reaction on the Kalki director. And it has to do with Kalki and Indian cinema as a whole. Let's do the first one now. Then I want you to watch this whole video, and I want you to stick around for a big Kalki 2898 announcement at the end of this video. Okay, announcement number one. We now have a new YouTube channel dedicated to Indian cinema, Latino Slant Pundit. That's right. All the footage I do here on Indian cinema will be transferred over there. We'll have that soon. Growing right now. There's be the first to subscribe and to watch our videos, but it's all going to be dedicated to Indian cinema. Latino Slant Pundit. We'll have the link right there. That is announcement number one. The second announcement will be made after we react to this Kalki director, Nag Ashwan. Afterwards, it is a Kalki 2898 AD announcement, guys. I'm announcing when and where I'm going to see it and with whom. It's going to be special. It's going to be special. I'm so excited about this, guys. I'm in the hype. I've bought the hype. I think this is going to be a very special movie, and from everything that I've seen and heard. And now finally, we get to hear from the director, Nag Ashwin. This is in English. The Prelude of Kalki 2898 AD, episode 1. So let's go right now and listen to what this gentleman has to say. Subtitles are on. Everything's on. Here we go.
How the first chapter of our world is going to look like. In India, we've grown up the epics, especially Mahabharata and Ramayana. Another age to go, and that age is the final battle. In India, we've grown up with so much of the epics, especially Mahabharata and Ramayana, being part of our culture and everyday life. Like, especially not just religious, but just like even just stories that we tell our kids. And so, you know, when you grow up and you're watching a lot of, I guess, foreign films which are in the either comic book space or Marvel or Spider-Man or Star Wars or any of those things, you always wonder, like, where are our superheroes? Because they are as heroic and they are as larger than life as anybody else. I think I heard that slowly people across India were more interested, or they were starting to think about making movies like this. I heard some talk about somebody talking about Immortals and some studio trying to think about it, and I was like, okay, now it's time for us to. And the world of Kalki is
I'm going to stop right here. And this is like almost over a third of what this gentleman's saying. Nag is 100% on point. I think it's fantastic that they have thousands and thousands of years of lore, cultures to draw upon, heroes to talk about. And in its own way, I would say really the last 10 years of Indian cinema, all the different industries that are doing great stuff, they've already been doing that in their own small different way, pulling from different legends, Indian legends. And how exciting is that? I would love for every country to do that on a vaulted level, on a like huge global cinematic level, to where we can all enjoy. So yeah, we don't have to just look at Marvel, look to Marvel, or definitely don't look to Star Wars right now. But Nag is right on point, and you could tell, man, he's really intense about this.
Something that we are saying is almost like a sequel to the last epic that we have of these characters of the previous yuga. So the previous yuga in India, in Indian culture, we have 4 yugas, right? So each yuga has a sort of a dramatic battle and a great good versus evil sort of.
Okay, stop again, because now I'm getting more background into the history. The 4 yugas each has a battle, or has had a battle between good and evil. Perfect. That goes so well in movies. Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
For setup, and each time an avatar comes to restore the balance. And the last great epic that we have is the Mahabharata, where it was like a huge war with the most powerful and the most epic kings, and they fight in this dramatic battle, and they are, one side is protected by an avatar, a god figure, which is Krishna. Final epic was the last story that we know, and all of our greatest characters from there have an ending, or some of them have an open ending, or we know that this is where this story.
Yeah, again, I'm kind of blown away and very impressed with Nag, and I really appreciate it. They're making good on their promise of it being a global film. He's made this film for the globe, but it's a pure Indian legend story, Indian lore story, and him explaining the history is so good for me as a complete outsider and lover of Indian cinema to soak all this up. Right on, Nag.
Story ended, but we still have another age to go, and that age is the final battle. That age is where the end essentially has to begin, and everything has to come to a climax. Like all of these stories, all of these nine avatars, all
Nine
of these four
avatars,
yugas,
four
all of these
yogas.
battles, which are small and big, that happened since the creation of time, has to end somewhere. So we tried to see if we could attempt to write that, and that's how we started. And that's where the last story of our mythology sort of ends. And now we are meant to be in the last age, which is called the Kali Yuga, and we don't really have a story of this era or of this yuga, because it's still happening, obviously. And I just thought it is a very interesting idea. If we start writing a sequel to the Mahabharata, what would happen, because it ended there and Kali continues from Dwapar Yuga, and he has to come into the Kali Yuga. So now if he comes in, now our heroes have to come in as well. And how is this epic going to be?
So now help me out, guys. Comment now. So this is like the biggest what if scenario, right? It's almost as if in Christian, what if Jesus came today, and what would that be like? Obviously there's more battles here. It's a whole different stories, but that is an intense what if. Wow.
We're going to write this, and I wanted to write it in a way that it's today and it's for the whole world to be part of it now, because it's not just because it was never, I think, ever just one country. It's always the world. So I thought we'll write it in that sensibility, and hence 5 years later we are here, and we are close to being able to share with you how the first part, how the first chapter of our world is going to look like.
Incredible. And I think the rest is just images. Let me tell you guys a couple things, and then we'll get to our announcement. There's going to be more of these episodes. Let me know what you think about the reaction. Don't forget to subscribe to Indian Slant Pundit as well. Latino Slant Pundit as well. We'll have the link in the video box description. So I love this guy's dedication. 5 years, probably of like from first writing and pre-production to filming to now it being here. If you remember last year, this is they were the first Indian production to go to Comic-Con and have a panel and have a presentation. And now we're finally going to have it here on June 27th. And here's the second big announcement. And here's the image. June 26th, I'm going to see this Wednesday daytime. I will have an out of the theater review for you. And yes, I think that's it says something to just how the floodgates of Indian cinema has affected the entire globe loving cinephiles such as myself, and obviously Film Threat and Chris Course. But listen, those are the announcements, guys. We're really excited about this, to see this in a big theater. I want to know what you're thinking right now. Let me know. Make sure you are subscribed. That would help out so well to all our channels. And wherever you're at, keep that slant fuerte. Gracias.